The $65 billion lie. How Bernie Madoff fooled the world. Imagine waking up one morning to discover your entire life savings gone. Your retirement fund gone. Your kids' college tuition gone. And the man behind it all? A respected Wall Street legend. A man so trusted, even the SEC, the U.S. financial watchdog, believed he could do no wrong. This is the story of Bernie Madoff, the man who orchestrated the largest Ponzi scheme in history, worth an unbelievable $65 billion. And for decades, nobody noticed. Before he became a criminal, Bernie Madoff was a Wall Street success story. Born in 1938 in Queens, New York, Madoff wasn't born rich. He started his firm, Bernie Madoff Investment Securities, in 1960 with just $5,000, money he made working as a lifeguard and installing sprinklers. Over the years, Madoff built a reputation as an innovator. He was one of the pioneers of electronic trading, helping to shape what would later become the Nasdaq Stock Exchange. Politicians, celebrities, and billionaires trusted him. He was the man who seemed to have the magic touch, always delivering steady, double-digit returns. In an industry full of risk, Bernie Madoff looked like the one man who had it all figured out. But behind the scenes, there was no magic. There were no brilliant trades. There wasn't even a secret investment strategy. Madoff was running a classic Ponzi scheme, but on a scale the world had never seen. Here's how it worked. He promised investors consistent profits, no matter the market conditions. When new investors gave him money, he didn't invest it. He used it to pay earlier investors, creating the illusion of success. Month after month, he'd send out fake account statements showing profits that didn't exist. And because the returns looked so stable, around 10% a year, people begged to invest. Madoff didn't have to chase clients. They chased him. From hedge funds to charities, even major banks across the world poured billions into his firm. Nobody questioned it, because greed and trust blinded them. Believe it or not, people did suspect something was wrong. As early as 1999, a financial analyst named Harry Markopolos tried to warn the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. He crunched the numbers and realized Madoff's returns were mathematically impossible. Markopolos even wrote a report titled, "The World's Largest Hedge Fund is a Fraud." He sent it to the SEC multiple times, but nothing happened. The watchdogs trusted Madoff's reputation more than the math. After all, this was Bernie Madoff, former Nasdaq chairman, philanthropist, and friend to the rich and powerful. So, the scam went on for nearly 30 years. Then came 2008. The global financial crisis hit. Markets crashed, and investors everywhere started pulling their money out. Madoff suddenly faced billions in withdrawal requests. But there was one problem. There was no money to give back. In December 2008, he confessed to his sons that the investment business was one big lie. They turned him in the next day. When investigators opened his books, they were stunned. There were no trades, no profits, no real assets, just billions of dollars that had been shuffled around. The total? Around $65 billion in fabricated account statements. The biggest financial fraud in history. Madoff was arrested and charged with fraud, money laundering, and theft. In 2009, he pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 150 years in prison. Thousands of victims lost their life savings. Ordinary retirees, celebrities like Kevin Bacon, and major institutions. Even charities that trusted Madoff were wiped out overnight. The tragedy extended to his family too. His son Mark took his own life 2 years after the scandal. Another son, Andrew, died of cancer in 2014. Madoff himself died in prison in 2021 at the age of 82. He spent his final years behind bars. An old man haunted by the empire of lies he built. Bernie Madoff's story is more than a tale of greed. It's a warning. It shows how reputation, trust, and a little bit of arrogance can blind even the smartest people. It reminds us that if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. In the end, Madoff didn't just steal billions. He stole people's dreams, futures, and faith in the system. And that's what makes this one of the most shocking financial crimes in modern history. If you found this story fascinating, hit that like button, subscribe for more true finance stories, and let me know in the comments. What do you think was Bernie Madoff's biggest mistake? Getting greedy, or thinking he'd never get caught?